All right, hi guys. Sorry you can't talk back to me. I'm Wayne Burdick, N6KR, and I gather I'm on the web, which is a first for me. So this is an Elecraft KX3. Sorry, I'm a little sleepy from all-day travel yesterday and all day at the Hera Arena today for the Hamvention, and so I wanted to just give you a really brief overview of what this is. So the KX3 is a 160 through 6 meter all-mode 10-watt transceiver, and it's also available with, there's a 100-watt option for it, so it can be a 100-watt station in addition to being a 10-watt station. It has a brand new 32-bit floating point DSP that is very efficient, so we've managed to keep the current drain low despite the fact that it has a lot of the same features as the K3, and the current drain in receive mode is about 150 mils, which puts it about 1/3 of say an FT817 in current drain. And as you can see, it is a TFR, or a trail-friendly radio format, which means that the controls are on the top. And as you back here, we have these tilt feet that just fold right up when you're transporting the unit. And it sets the thing at just the right operating angle so you can use the keyer paddle. I'll go ahead and turn the volume up on the keyer paddle. And it's all brand new design. The enclosure, the knobs, the switches, everything's custom designed to try and keep this thing as small as possible. So it weighs about 1 pound and 6 ounces without any batteries installed. If you put in all the options, the batteries, the keyer paddle, you're still well under 2 pounds. So we'd like to think it's kind of like a 2-pound de-expedition station all in one unit. If you plug in we have a small condenser mic that can be plugged into this jack, which allows this thing to be used actually like an HT. So you can use it either as a sideband or CW HT. It has a built-in speaker. And in addition to the low current drain, which was really important to us, it has an internal 8-cell AA battery pack. So, and the battery pack comes with a nickel metal hydride charger internally. So basically, you can just leave it connected to your power supply, and it will keep the batteries charged, and you can take it whenever you're ready to go. Power output when you're running from internal batteries will be about 5 watts, and when you're running from an external power supply, the power can go up as high as 10 to 12 watts. And basically, the KX3 is a software-defined radio. It's an SDR, probably similar in performance to something like an SDR, like a Flex 3000, based on the A to D converter and the DSP horsepower. But it's got some unusual twists in that this is really the only serious SDR you can get that actually has a front panel on it. And the K3, it has a lot of the same user interface elements as the K3. So those who have used the K3 before will be immediately familiar with it. And even if you haven't, the layout is actually very logical. It's easy to learn. So we're hoping that this will appeal to new hams and new HF users. In addition to the fact that it's an SDR with a front panel, it's also the only SDR, as far as we know, that actually has a roofing filter option. So everybody knows that crystal filters are used as so-called roofing filters in a superhet transceiver design. And the idea of those crystal filters is to keep really strong signals out of your target passband. So the KX3 has an optional roofing filter module that plugs in right here. Now, since it's a quadrature sampling down converter and it's not a superhet, that means that the roofing filter option is actually baseband filters. They're not crystal filters, but they serve the same purpose, and we've used extremely low noise op amps and very carefully hand trimmed film capacitors to match the gain and balance throughout the chain. And basically the roofing filters will then protect the A to D converter from high signal strength. There's an RXIQ output here on the side, stands for receive, in phase, and quadrature. This jack can go to the sound card on a PC so that you can do all of the usual SDR-like features, pan adapter, etc. If you want to hook up a computer to it. Like the K3, the KX3 will do both PSK31 and RTTY without using a computer. The display will decode text from both modes, and it'll also decode and display CW text at up to something like 90 words per minute. In fact, when you're sending with the keyer paddle, it will decode your CW and display it also. So I'll show you what a message decode would look like. We don't have any signals coming in right now, but as you can see, the VFOB display is alphanumeric, so as a text message is coming in, it will just scroll across the display.
Just tilt it, just like, that's it. That's great.
So, I'll do it one more time. So that's what the text looks like, and even though it's a fairly small alphanumeric field, it's actually pretty easy to copy people on the air. It's a great way of just eavesdropping on both digital data modes, both of the most popular digital data modes. Same thing on CW. If the CW code speed is a little too fast for you, then just turn the text decoder on. The KX3 will also be usable with the same remote control command set as the K3. So you'll be able to use it with HRD and all other popular PC control applications. So that's pretty much it for the radio itself. As I mentioned, we have an amplifier that is 100 watts that can go under the car seat or in the trunk or on, under the desk, wherever you want to put it. That amplifier also has a 100-watt auto tuner option that bolts right onto it. And the amplifier will be very high performance. You might compare it to a Tokyo High Power HL100B, but the Elecraft 100-watt amplifier will be very high performance with one low-pass filter per band and including third harmonic tuning, so we'll have excellent IMD despite the fact that the amplifier is running from 12 to 15 volts. The other option that I don't have here is the mobile mount bracket. So this will be a very, very useful rig for mobile operation, bicycle, motorcycle, whatever vehicle you have. We'll have a mobile mount bracket that grips the whole radio and then attaches to any of a number of different third-party brackets called RAM mounts. And the RAM mounts allow you to swivel the radio to any angle and then crimp it down, so it'll stay in exactly the right position you want for operation. That's pretty much the KX3 in a nutshell. It has a bunch of features that I don't have time to go into. It'll do auto notch, noise reduction, noise blanking. Oh, and one recent addition is dual watch. So it's probably the only small radio in this class that includes dual watch, which means you'll be able to listen to VFO-A in the left ear while you're listening to VFO-B in the right ear. And it also does stereo, binaural mapping, pitch mapping, and other stereo effects. So it should be a lot of fun to use on the air. So thank you.
There's just a few online questions. Built-in ATU?
Right. It has a couple of options internally. I mentioned the roofing filters. It has an 8 AA cell pack with the nickel metal hydride charger internally, and also a wide range automatic antenna tuner as an option. That auto tuner is very similar to the K3's auto tuner, internal one. And so it'll match an extremely wide range. So the way we picture people using the KX3 in the field is to just toss a piece of wire in a tree and load it up on all bands. Typically a random length wire will, with a ground counterpoise of 1 or 2 wires, will allow you to operate on several bands at least, in some cases all bands.
Somebody said, is it 16-bit or 24-bit? I think you said 32.
The DSP is a full 32-bit floating point. It's a brand new Analog Devices DSP. It's very power efficient. It has a parallel execution unit for filter computations, and it actually has a very low current drain. So it's 32 bits. And we're using a 24-bit Sigma Delta A to D with excellent performance.
Okay, I think that's about the lot. I think you've made a lot of people real happy.
Okay.
You've got some customers here right now.
All right. Thanks a lot,
mate.
guys.
Thanks.